JK Rowling is at the Paris Hospital archives meeting with ancestry genealogist Karen Tardy. She's just discovered that at the time of her great-grandfather's birth, his mother Salame was an unwed servant, making Louis an illegitimate son.
Would you like to look for the legitimization of Volant?
Okay.
Under 19th century French law, unmarried mothers like Salame had to legally acknowledge their illegitimate children if they intended to keep them.
Oh, I see a Louis.
Oui, yes, Salome Chouche.
Yes. 23-year-old servant recognizes her natural son, Louis.
Son.
I had high hopes of Salome. I didn't think she was going to abandon her son.
And we have not the name of the father.
And no name of the father. Living in Paris.
She signed.
And she signed, that's her signature.
Yes, this is the signature.
Wow. She's living in Paris at 19 Rue Clausel. And where is that? Is that near here?
Yes.
Where she worked?
Probably you can visit the street and
fantastic.
try to find the building.
Right, okay.
I'm very intrigued about Salame Chouche, and we've got an address for where I think she was living and working when Louis was born. So I'm interested to see that house and know where she was at this time.
In hopes of learning about Salome's life as a servant in Paris, Joe has arranged to meet with historian Marlowe Johnston at the same home where Joe's great-great-grandmother once lived and worked.
How do you do? Well, this is number 19 Rue Clausel. It's where your great-great-grandmother lived.
So if Salome was the maid, what sort of duties would you expect her to have performed?
If she was the only maid, she would be doing cooking and cleaning. She would have to fetch and carry coal, fetch and carry water.
Hard physical work.
It would certainly be hard work.
It's just the strangest feeling to think she walked these stairs.
Yes. This is where she would live.
Oh my God.
They were tiny, these rooms. They would hold a bed and perhaps a little washstand and no more. She would come down in the morning to do her work and she would go up at night to go to bed. That would be it. It was just a bed to sleep in. It was nothing else.
If a maid fell pregnant, I'm assuming that wouldn't be something she'd want to advertise to her employer.
She would conceal it. If she felt she had to say, or if it was particularly obvious, the chances are she would be dismissed.
Really?
But in this building, she was pregnant, and she obviously kept it up as long as she possibly could.
Till the day she went to have Louis, my great-grandfather. When a woman found herself in Salome's position, what state provision? What, if nothing?
No.
Literally nothing?
Nothing.
So she would walk out of that hospital with a newborn baby and she would have no means of support?
Churches, mainly. You could go for help to the church, but there's really not much else.
Oh, Salome, what a life.
Marlowe has been researching what happened to Salome after giving birth to Louis in 1877. She's uncovered some documents she wants to show Joe.
18 months later, she's moved along the road from Rue Clausel to Rue Milton, and she has another baby.
Oh, Salome.
The next thing we have, yes, is a birth certificate called Gabriel.
Another son?
Gabriel Jean, in December of 1878.
Right. Oh, the name Volant has appeared for the first time because this is the son of Pierre Volant.
That's right.
Non-marié, they weren't married,
No.
but they were living together.
Yes.
And he's happy to acknowledge the child as his own because he's...
Well, because he said
He
he's
has
the
said,
father.
he has said he's the father.
father.
So I'm liking Pierre quite a lot at this point. Oh, Salome isn't a maid anymore. She is a couturière.
She is. She's a dressmaker.
So she's gained a man and a profession
Yes.
within 18 months.
Yes, it's not bad, is it?
Good for Salome.
Yes. And in 1883...
She's married.
That's right. This is the marriage certificate. Now, if you read down, this is the crucial sentence.
By the fact of their marriage, they recognise
Et légitime
and legitimise 4 children.
of the masculine sex.
4 sons she had at this point.
But when you legitimise them, then they can inherit. They couldn't otherwise. No illegitimate child could inherit.
But I do also notice that Louis alone is listed as Louis Chouche, and the others have all been given the name Volant, presumably at birth.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering whether this Pierre wasn't a very decent man who fell in love with Salome and said, I will assume responsibility for a pre-existing child.
It is possible, and such things happened.
Decent man, did the right thing. I'm quite fond of him now. And so Salome came from Brumat. Where is Brumat?
It's in Alsace, close to the German border.
And Chouche isn't a typically French name.
No, it's a Germanic name.
Yeah.
And Alsace-Lorraine was always a mixture because it moved constantly between France and Germany.
So she was born on the border with Germany.
That's right.
I see.
Today's been a fascinating day. I found out that my great-great-grandmother was at one point in really, really dire straits. Single mother, literally penniless. And if there's one thing that's quite clear, this was a woman who was a survivor. She wasn't going to go under.